Through learning polynomial division, we want to know what the benefits or purposes are of learning from designing roller coaster, bridges, and other architectures to calculating the traveling path of a satellite. Polynomials are widely applied in various areas, including the popular gaming industries, where engineers support performances from equations and mathematical models. In order to know the basic function of this method, we have to know what does the word polynomial mean. Poly means multiple, while nomial means terms. Together, polynomial division is a calculation involving multiple terms. Let's see an example here.
Alright, so we got a question here and we are trying to solve it. We got 4x cubed minus 2x squared minus 3 divided by 2x squared minus 1. So how will we start to do this kind of question? Well, usually we are trying to find the very first term, like what term times 2x squared can give you 4x cubed? Well, if you think about it, x squared times x is going to give you x cubed. Well, for this 2 here, 2 times 2 gives you 4. So we can know that our very first term for our answer is going to be 2x. So let me erase all of these. And let's put down the answers in blue, and then it's going to be 2x. So we can put our results down here, noting that we are actually subtracting our answers from the original equation. So 2x times 2x squared is going to be 4x cubed. And then 2x times negative 1 is going to be minus 2x. Now we can treat this whole thing as an equation, just as we are doing like normal calculations. So we can say that I'm gonna note something here. This part, this part is actually equivalent as if say it's in a normal equation. So this is actually equivalent as this term here. If it's in a normal equation, how would you choose to do this part? Well, we simply get rid of the brackets and then make it a plus sign. So like this. And same for here. For these terms that we cannot really subtract, or actually we can't really do anything about it at this stage, we're just going to put them down. So this and this. While for the second term, minus 2x, we're going to change its sign because it is in the bracket. So let me get rid of all of this. And then let's put our second term in orange. So 4x cubed minus 4x cubed is going to be 0. And we're just going to leave it as it is. And negative 2x squared, we put it down. And then we're going to change signs for this term. So it's going to be plus 2x. Now, we're going to see what terms times 2x squared is going to give you negative 2x squared. Well, apparently it's going to be negative 1. And then we can use negative 1 to times the negative 1 here to get our second term for the calculation. And that's going to be, that's going to be 1. So let's say we got negative 2x squared plus 1. We can even do something like this to make it clearer. And then for our third one, I'm going to use purple, so we can do the brackets like this. And then let's get our terms down. Again, the very first term cancels out, so we're just going to care about the last two terms right here. So it's going to be 2x minus 1. And then here comes a problem. So we got 2x minus 1 here. And then we got 2x squared minus 1 here. Well, if you think about it, we can't really use any positive powers let's say x to the power of 1 times 2 times to the 2x squared to give you 2x. Well, if you have negative powers like x to the power of -1, you can actually do it. But in this case, we're not allowed to do this calculation. So what we're going to do is that for the very last term here, we're just going to leave it as it is. And remember, the whole thing is based on the division part. So that means the denominator is going to be 2x squared minus 1, and then we can just leave the term on the side, like 2x minus, minus 1 over 2x squared minus 1. And then we can just copy the results we got here. And then let's say here, and then we're simply adding, we're simply adding this to the final result. So here you go. That will be the final result of our calculation. But hold up, are we missing any parts from here? Well, we did not calculate this term at all. In fact, we didn't put it down into our very last term here. So the correct way is to actually put this down here, and it's going to be 2x minus 4. And then we can put the whole stuff over here and change this to 2x minus 4, which of course you can definitely factor this as 2 bracket x minus 2, but that's pretty much the same because you can really factor the denominator here. So this will actually be our final answer. And if you are putting this back to the into a reverse calculation, let's say times it by 2x squared minus 1, you're actually going to get the very same result as here. Isn't that amazing? Well, that's truly wonderful. And here you go.